morning everybody, welcome to today's session. I hope you're having a good week so far. Let's get started. Okay, so just take a little stretch out through the neck, so you can be standing, kneeling or sitting for this one. Just tipping the head into the shoulder, taking the hand across and reach the other arm away. So just stretching down the neck here. Swapping sides, tipping over. Ear to the shoulder, take the hand across, reach the arm away. One more time on each side, tipping the head over. The hand comes across, reach away. Last time, tipping over. Hand comes across, reaching the arm away. Good, we're now going to our breathing. So onto your mat, if you're standing, just laying down on your back. On those knees bent, feet on the floor. We've got that slight curve underneath our lower back. So just resting those arms down beside you, we're going to take nice deep breaths in through the nose. Out through a pursed lip. Breathing in. And out. So as we're taking those nice deep breaths in and out, I want you to think about the position of your hips. So remember, you want to imagine you've got a torch on each hip bone. They're shining up parallel to one another onto the ceiling. Keeping the upper body nice and relaxed. So the shoulders are away from the ears. The chest is nice and open. Keeping the weight even through those feet. So big toe, little toe and heel. Gently tightening in the tummy. From there, I like to tuck your pelvis under, so you're flattening your lower back into the mat. Hold in there, take a deep breath in. Exhale, you're releasing out. Tucking under to flatten. Holding there. And releasing out. So as we're tucking under, we're trying to find a really strong flat back position. And you're using your pelvis and your tummy muscles to move. try and avoid squeezing that bottom. On this next one, we're holding our flat back, so you're tucking under to hold. So here we're going to start to tighten in the pelvic floor. So as you breathe out, you're tightening all the way in with the pelvic floor. Inhale to release. Exhale to tighten. Inhale to release. So as you're tightening, you should feel as though those tummy muscles are working harder, the back is a little bit flatter into the floor. Thinking of that sensation of stopping a wee mid-flow. Let's halve this contraction. So 50% tightening in the pelvic floor as you exhale. Inhale to release. So still keeping our shoulders away from the ears. Chest is nice and open. If you are feeling tense, just turn those palms up towards the ceiling. You're pulling your tummy all the way down towards your spine. Keeping the weight even through your feet. So big toe, little toe and heel. We're going to half one last time, so 20 to 25% tightening. So this should feel like a very gentle tightening, something that you could sustain throughout any exercise if you needed to. It's just working in the background. So your flat back position should feel nice and strong. You're using your tummy muscles and your pelvic floor to help you to stay there. We're going to bring those legs into tabletop. So you've got the knees over your hips, shins parallel to the ceiling. And we're going into toe taps. We're tapping down and lift, tapping down and lift. So swapping sides each time. Moving from the hips here. Keeping that strong flat back position. Shoulders are relaxed. They're away from the ears. Nice deep breaths. You've got two more on each side. We tap down and lift. Tap down and lift. Last one each side. Tap down and lift. Tapping down and lift. From there, you're hugging those knees into your chest. And then we're going to be going onto our hands and knees for our back stretch. Just get rid of this. Grab a drink if you need one. So as you come onto your hands and knees, you want your hands underneath your shoulders. Your knees are underneath your hips. And we're getting the tummy nice and tightened. as you breathe out, you're tucking the pelvis under, so we start to curve the back. We're arching the spine and dropping the head. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to let the pelvis come back through to your start position. The spine follows. And we're lifting the head. Tucking under to curve. Arching the back. Dropping the head, we hold. Releasing out through the spine. Piece by piece. Lifting the head. So we want to get, lots of movement through the back. So we're working into each section, piece by piece. So if you have any areas that feel really stiff or sore, you can slow them down. And just take your time to move into each section of your back. So as you're curving your back, you're pulling the tummy all the way in towards your spine. And as you're releasing out, think of those shoulders coming away from the ears. We have two more here. We're tucking under to curve. Arching the back, we're going to drop the head. Holding here. Then we're releasing out through the spine. Lifting the head. We've got one more here. We're tucking under to curve. Arching the back. Dropping your head. We hold. Then we're releasing out through the spine. And the head lifts. From here you're pushing back into a shoulder stretch, reaching those arms out in front. And then we're going to go our side for our chest opening stretch. So we're going to take those legs one on top of the other, laying on our side, and the arms are nice and long, palm to palm. The head will rest down. So from here, we're going to lift the top arm up so that your fingertips point to the ceiling. Taking the head with you, we're twisting away. Holding here to take your stretch. Before lifting back up and over to come down palm to palm. We're lifting up, fingertips point to the ceiling. Taking the head with you. We're twisting away. We hold to come back up and over to come down palm to palm. So we want to keep those legs glued together and grounded. And that's going to allow you to get your twist through your waist. As the arm lifts, it's reaching nice and long and away. Stretch from those fingertips all the way into your armpit. So you're getting this nice open position in your chest. We're taking nice deep breaths. Looking at that hand for as long as you can. So giving you a good range of movement through the neck. Let's take 2 more here. We're lifting up, fingertips to the ceiling. Take the head with you, and we're twisting away. Holding here to stretch, before lifting back up and over, to come down palm to palm. Last one here, lifting up, fingertips to the ceiling. Take the head with you. We're twisting away. We hold before we lift up and over to come down palm to palm. From there, we're going to swap sides. You can either roll over to face the other side of the room, or you can switch to the other end of your mat. You have to excuse me, I'm a little bit slow. So again, laying on your side, those knees are bent, legs are one on top of the other. Take those arms out long, palm to palm, and rest that head down. From here, when we're lifting that arm up, fingertips to the ceiling. Take the head with you. We're twisting away. We hold. Then we're going back up and over. Coming down palm to palm. We're lifting up, fingertips to the ceiling. Taking the head with you. Twisting away, we hold. Before coming back up and over. Coming down palm to palm. So remember that your legs are glued together and grounded. Get that twist in the waist. The arm is reaching, stretching from the fingertips all the way into your armpit. Nice deep breaths. You're looking at your hand for as long as you can. Keeping a good range of movement through your neck. Let's take 2 more here. We're lifting up, fingertips to the ceiling. Take the head with you. We're twisting away, we hold. Before lifting back up and over. To come down palm to palm. Last one here, we're lifting up, fingertips to the ceiling. Taking the head with you. We're twisting away. We hold. Before coming back up and over. To come down palm to palm. From there, we're going to take a nice full body stretch. You can roll onto your back here if you prefer. We are going to be on our back for our next exercise, but if you want to just come up for a drink, then you can. Okay, just get this into position. If you're already on your back, then just take your knees bent, feet on the floor. You've got that neutral position under your lower back, so you should be able to just about get your hand underneath there. I'm going to rest those arms down. We're taking a nice deep breath in to nod the head, chin to chest. Exhale to lift those shoulders from the floor, reach the arms nice and long. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to control back down. Chin to chest. Lifting the shoulders, we hold. Control back down. So you're thinking tummy muscles are tightening here to lift you up. We're using this chin to chest position to keep the tension away from the neck and the shoulders. So think a nice big nod of the head, then your tummy will tighten for that lift. The shoulders are down as you reach those arms long. Tightening in the pelvic floor. Breathe. Let's take two more here, then we'll change the arms. We're going chin to chest. We're lifting the shoulders. We hold. Control back down. Chin to chest. We're lifting up. We hold. Control back down. So from here, we're going to bring the arms across the chest. So you're going to take each hand onto the opposite shoulder. Same movements here, chin to chest, lifting up. We hold, control back down. We're going chin to chest. We lift, holding, control back down. So you're still using your tummy muscles to lift you. Pulling that belly button down towards the spine. We're keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Nice deep breaths. We've got two more here. Chin to chest. Lifting those shoulders up. We hold. Control back down. Last one here. We'll change the arms one more time. Chin to chest. Lifting up. We hold. Control back down. From now, bringing our hands one on top of the other. They're going either onto your forehead, or if your neck feels sore, bring them onto the back of your head for support. Again, we're going chin to chest. We're lifting up. We hold. Control back down. Chin to chest. And we lift. Holding. Control back down. So it doesn't matter whether your hands are on your forehead or behind your head, you want to get those elbows nice and wide. Keep that tummy nice and tightened. Use the pelvic floor. Got 2 more here, chin to chest. Lifting up. We hold. Control back down. Last one, chin to chest. Lifting up. We hold. Control back down. From there, I want you to hug those knees into your chest. Grab yourself a drink if you need one. We're then going to be either on our fronts or on your knees. So I'll bring myself forward so that my head isn't cut out of the shot. So if you're laying on your front, same as the variation I always give, you're laying nice and long with the hands mat width apart in line with your ears. To go into chest lifts with the forearms down. If you're on your knees, you're going to be knelt up. Oh, I'm still nearly cut out. Sorry, just do half my head. Kneeling up nice and tall, get those knees quite close together, they're under your hips. If you suffer from cramp through the lower leg, take a little tucked under position, which should help to relieve that. Shoulders are down and you're nice and tall through the upper body. Just slightly tuck that head in towards your chest so that you know you're not flinging the head back and straining in your neck. We're taking a nice deep breath in as you tighten the tummy, hinge at your knees, just very slightly lean yourself back. Exhale, squeeze your bottom to lift up. We're going to lean back, squeeze and lift. Leaning back, squeeze and lift. So keeping that tummy nice and tightened. Try and, if you know you're really curved through that lower back, think of just tucking under, trying to get that tuck under to relieve some of that curve. Remember, it's from your knees, so you shouldn't be hinging through the hips. It's just a lean back in the knees, lifting up. Shoulders are down. Breathe. We're going to take 2 more here. We're leaning back. Lifting up, leaning back, lifting up, relaxing there. Bring yourself back into a shell stretch, whichever position that you've been in with your body. So bottom to the feet, reach those arms out in front. From there, we're on our backs again for the 100. Grab yourself a drink if you need one. Okay, if you're coming onto your back, just for now, come into a position with the knees bent, the feet on the floor while we talk through what we're doing. So, So we're going to have a nice tucked under, flat back position. So you're trying to get rid of that curve under the lower back, like we did at the very beginning. And then we're going to bring the legs up into tabletop. So you've got the knees above the hips, shins parallel to the ceiling. As I always say, if you want to make that position more challenging, then just start to take those legs downwards towards the floor. The shins should still be parallel, it's just the knees moving away from the hips. And your back should still be in a nice flattened position. Okay, so if that's compromised, then stay in that boxed shape. From there, you're currently looking up towards the ceiling. If your neck feels sore, stay in that position. If not, you're nodding the head, lifting the shoulders. The arms are long and your palms are just facing the floor here. So we've got our beats up and down, our 100 repetitions. So 5 as you breathe in, and 5 as you breathe out. Still the same amount, I'll count it exactly the same. From there, your hands are behind your head, your legs are still lifted. We're coming into 2 sets of 8, sitting up towards those legs. Then you're going to rest that head down, arms rest down beside you. Still in your tabletop, your legs will glue together. You're going to be tipping over to the side, releasing that hip. Back to the centre and swapping sides. And you're going to be doing that for 2 sets of 8 again. That feels like that goes on forever. It certainly did yesterday. It feels like you're doing that movement forever. So 2 sets of 8. There's my little warning for you. So find that strong flat back position. Really nice and tucked under, lose that gap. From there, we're going to nod the head, lift those shoulders. The arms are coming out nice and long. Here we go. And we inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tummy in, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pelvic floor, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tummy in, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Staying here, take the hands behind the head. We're going into sit-ups for 8, 7, 6. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 8 more. 8, 7, 6. Tummy's in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're resting your head down. Arms come down beside you. Glue those legs together. We tip over. Release that hip. And centre. Tipping over. And centre, tipping over. And centre, tip over. And centre, deep breaths for tipping over. And centre, use the tummy, tipping over. And centre, tip over. And centre, tip over. And centre, last set, we're tipping over. And centre, tummy's in, tipping over. And centre, tip over. And centre, tip over. And centre, last 4, tipping over. And centre, tipping over. And centre, 2 more, we're tipping over. And centre, tipping over. And centre. From there, hug those knees into your chest and take a little rock from side to side if you need to. When you're ready, just reach yourself out into that full body stretch. Good. From here, we're going to come up into a seated position. We're going to take a stretch. So we're going to do the same stretch we did yesterday. We're going to be coming into a mermaid stretch. So I'm going to be sitting up on a block. You can just be on your mat, that's fine. So drink if you need one from that 100. So for our mermaid, I'll talk you through your full mermaid position, and then also your, sorry, I thought I'd lost my top then. Also a cross leg position if you prefer. So if you want to go full mermaid, then you're taking one foot in front. I'm hoping you can see, if I run my hand along my leg, you can see my leg against the black floor. I don't have any bright leggings that fit me anymore, so I'm afraid it's just dark leggings from now on. So one leg is bent in, and the other leg will go behind you at this kind of angle behind, okay? If you like that position, you're comfortable in that position, then use it. If you're not comfortable in that position, if it really hurts your hips, then don't do it. Come into cross-legged. And if you are crossing the legs, just remember you should still have one leg in front and one leg behind, okay? And the leg that's crossed in front, whether you're in full mermaid or cross legs, should always be the leg that you have the most room on your mat, because you're going to move in that direction. So if, like me, you need to shimmy down towards one end of the floor, one end of the room, sorry, then that's fine for you to do that. So that leg, that same hand as leg that's in front is going to be the one that's on the mat that's going to slide away. So we have done this stretch quite a lot, not that recently, but we have done it. And the leg, the hand on the same side of the leg that's behind is going to be the one that reaches up and over. Okay, so make sure you're sitting nice and tall. Your legs can be in either a tight or a loose position. Again, it's all about what is comfortable for you. One hand is on the floor, obviously I'm elevated so it's not touching the mat, and the other arm is long. Stretch towards that hand that's long, and then keep stretching it long as you're reaching all the way up. If your hand is touching the floor, start to slide away, just as far as you can go. And that is where you're holding. If you're flexible enough, you're going to bend your bottom arm to rest on your forearm. I'm not able to get that position from this height, but if you can, then great, and if not, don't worry. So reaching this top arm long and away, so you should feel a nice stretch down this side of your body. And really think about reaching. Take some nice deep breaths while we're here. Back up and over. We're obviously repeating that stretch from that side. Make sure you're coming back to that tall position, reaching your way all the way up and over. It doesn't matter how far the bottom arm is coming on the mat, just to wherever you can stretch, as long as you can feel it reaching all the way through the shoulder down the side. Back up. I've got one more on this side. Reach along, lifting, sliding away. Take a nice stretch here. Just give his arms a little shake out. Good, so we're going to change sides. So if you need to move down because you've got a lack of space like me, and just shimmy yourself down towards the other end of your mat. So obviously we're changing the legs here. So again, if you want to be a full mermaid, you've got one leg in front and the other leg behind. So hopefully you can see my hands tracing over my legs there. If you don't want to be in that full mermaid, then you're in cross-legged, but remember you still need to have one of the legs in front, one of the legs behind. So I'm just going to sort out my nose. So the movement is exactly the same. You're just reversing which direction you're going. So start nice and tall. You've got one arm reaching long, which should be towards the wall, or toward the same arm as the front leg, no, back leg, sorry, I can't speak today. The arm that's long is the same as the back leg. The arm that's on the floor is the same as your front leg. I hope I haven't confused anybody. So you're reaching long towards or away from your body towards that long arm. Keep reaching up and over and allow that hand to slide away. If you can, drop onto the forearm. Just taking that reaching movement, stretching your side. Doesn't matter here if your stretch doesn't feel as big or if your legs are in a different position or whatever. You are stretching to your capability on each side. Coming back up and over. And again, reach. Keep long, keep reaching, 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 reaching. And stretch. Coming back up. We've got one more here. Reach long. Give yourself that lift. Keep going up and over. Lifting back up. And give those arms a shake. Good. From there, bring your feet in together. So we're in our frog position here. I'm just going to take a little bounce through those hips. If I put my hands on my knees, you should see that my hands are bouncing up and down. You haven't got to sit there. So it's just a little pulse. Nice deep breaths. Relaxing that pulse. Leaning forwards to take hold of those feet. And start to bring yourself further down. Here is where you can start to push your elbows in towards your legs if you want to increase that stretch. And relaxing there. Now we're going to be on our backs again. So you can grab a drink if you need one. So as you come onto your back, we want to find a flattened position. So a nice tucked under, sorry, try to get comfortable. Nice tucked under flat back position. So we're going to be working in that flat back we use for the 100, tummy and pelvic floor working together. Bring those legs into your tabletop position. So remember you've got your knees above your hips, shins parallel to the ceiling. You can of course bring those legs further away if you need to. You have your hands behind your head here. We're going to nod the head and lift the shoulders. What we're going to be doing is just on one side, so you're not switching sides here. You're going to be taking almost like a small sit-up, like a twist, lifting the shoulders but straight across. So you're not going to the centre. Coming straight over to the side, reaching the hand onto the outside of the knee. Back down, reaching across and down. So usually we would already be lifting the centre and then we would twist. You're going to come straight as if you're lifting that elbow over, then let the hand come across. Back down, same side. So you're going to lift up, inhale down. So you're taking your twist on the same side of your body, opposite hand to the outside of the knee. So you've still got one hand that's supporting the head. And make sure that that arm that's staying behind the head, the elbows nice and wide. Should be using your tummy muscles and your pelvic floor to keep that back nice and strong. If you are losing some of that flat back, just make sure you're finding it as you come back down to the floor in the centre. Try and keep your chin to chest position if you can. Just make sure that neck stays relaxed. We've got 2 more on this side. Reaching across and in, across and in. Relaxing there, just give those knees a little hug in. Obviously we need to do the other side. So exactly the same, we're just swapping sides here. So chin to chest. And as soon as you lift over, you're stretching across towards that opposite knee. You're still in tabletop, so make sure you've got that nice flat back. I should have put you in tabletop, sorry. Nice tucked under position, knees above the hips, shins parallel to the ceiling, lifting across. Sometimes I forget that I need to put everyone else in tabletop when I can't see any of you, and when I'm not able to do it, it's just something that slips my mind. So I'm really sorry if I ever forget to mention a cue that you know you should be doing. Just tell me off in the comments, it's fine. Still getting that tummy and pelvic floor to work as you're reaching across. The arm is long. Breathe. Let's do 2 more here. So again, we're going to hug those knees in. Take a little rock from side to side if you need to. Good, okay, we're still going to be staying in this flat back position. So now, as you come into your flat back, nice and tucked under, lose that gap, use your pelvic floor, use your tummy. As you lift those legs, I want them to come up and be nice and long. So we've spoken about this before. I don't mind if your legs are still bent. I just want the longest position that you can maintain. I'd rather that your knees were bent, but you could do the whole of the exercise, then you force them straight, and then you have to give up halfway through. So it's about building on the strength that you've already got. So as you lift those legs, they're lengthening as long as you can make them. Staying in your flat back, that's also very important. From here, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Hopefully your neck will feel quite relaxed because we've not had too much straining there. Excuse me. As you breathe out, I want you to lift your shoulders from the floor. Look at your knees. Reach your hands up towards those toes. Exhale to come back down. So you're going to inhale to lift. No, that's a lie. We're going to exhale to lift. Inhale down. Sorry, I don't know where my head is at today. Exhale to lift. Looking at those knees. Inhale down. If your neck is horrendously sore, one hand is behind as the other arm lifts. And all you're going to do is just swap sides every few. But remember, you're still lifting in the centre. Don't start veering off to the side. So if your legs are slightly bent, just make sure those arms are really long and reaching. So today we've done a lot of work on stretching through these elbows, making sure the arms are nice and long. We've got 2 more here. Last one, we're lifting up and down, relaxing there and taking a full body stretch. You can give those legs a little shake out if you need to. From here, we're going to be on our hands and knees. Remember to grab yourself a drink if you need one. So as you come onto your hands and knees, we're just going to go straight into our knee lifts. So have your hands under your shoulders and knees underneath your hips. Get those toes nice and tucked under. Remember here that if you suffer from sore wrists, bring yourself straight down to your forearms. Don't let them be in loads of pain. It's not really worth it. I can sympathise with you guys a lot more because I've been suffering with a little bit of what I think might be a little bit of carpal tunnel syndrome, which apparently is common in pregnancy. So I can sympathise with those of you that need to be in your forearms. So please don't just suffer. The plank, it doesn't matter whether you're on long arms or forearms today, so it's completely up to you. So from here, as you breathe out, I'm going to pull your tummy all the way in, pressing into your hands and your feet. Your knees are going to lift up from the floor. Inhale down. Exhale to lift. Inhale down. So I want you to think tummy muscles are lifting you. Your hands and your feet are there for support. Lifting up and down. And lifting up and down. Trying to make sure that head stays nice and in line. So if you're on long arms, look just past those fingertips. If you're on your forearms, you're looking straight down to the mat. And what I want you to avoid is dropping the head or straining the neck all the way up. And that's just going to put loads of pressure through your neck and the top of your spine. Nice deep breaths. Let's take 4 more here. We're lifting up and down. Lifting up and down. Last 2, we're lifting up and down. We're lifting up and down. From there, you're relaxing and rolling through those wrists. And then we've got our planks. So, if you joined in yesterday's class, then you already know what the plank is today, for this week. If you didn't, then that's fine, I'm going to talk you through. So just doing a standard plank. There's no extra fun stuff, which I'm sure you'll be really sad about, but what we're going to do is hold it for longer. So what I want you to do is hold your plank for hopefully longer, 1 breath in and out or longer. And that will completely depend on how experienced you are on doing the planks, how strong you are, especially for your core, and what your form is like. So I want you to really, really concentrate on your form. Lots of people can hold a plank for like 3 to 5 minutes. Some of those people who do that can do a really fantastic one and they're really strong, it looks amazing. Lots of people who do that are doing a really rubbish plank, and that's how they're able to hold it for that long, because they're not actually doing it properly. So the plank isn't about sustaining it for like minutes upon minutes upon minutes. It's about working the correct muscles in your tummy, okay? So that's my little rant. I'll talk you through. So I'm quite happy for you to be on forearms or long arms. If you usually are on long arms and you find it easy, on your forearms it's more challenging on your tummy. So completely up to you which one you choose. So you're going to be coming to the front of your mat, whichever arm position you're using. You're taking one leg out, long and behind you. Bring the other leg up to join it, they're close together. From there, tuck yourself under and find that strong plank position. Here is where we're starting, so you're just going to take your breath in and out. So as you're holding your plank, I want you to be squeezing your bottom, pulling your tummy in. You can stop your plank at any time. take a moment and go back in. Okay, this isn't one plank until you die. This is a plank for a lengthy period of time for you, a pause, and then going again. Okay, so it doesn't matter if that's something that you're then having to repeat and come into. Remember, we still don't want to be dropping the head or lifting the head up. And breathe. Use that breath, that long breath in and out, to count how long you're there for. There's one breath. There's two. Or if you've got a clock or stopwatch, something like that, you can obviously count it that way. I just want you to make sure that you're building on that form. So if you know that you tend to drop in those hips, try and lift them up for a longer amount of time, because dropping them here, there's loads of pressure on your back, horrendous for you. Same thing that if you're sitting up really high with those hips, that's going to be super easy. You could be there for like 10 minutes. Feel it in the tummy, squeeze that bottom. Don't let those shoulders creep up, keep them down. I know there's tons to think about. That's why I don't want people to beat themselves up. They're not holding it forever, because, you know, it's like impossible. So we've just got a couple of minutes left. So if you've come out of a plank, or you feel like you need to, just come out for a quick rest, ready to go in for that last one. Squeezing that tummy and bottom, shoulders down, nice long position. Taking those deep breaths. And if you haven't done already, just come out of that plank. Taking your stretch back. Definitely rolling in those wrists if you need to. So from there we're going to come into our stretch. So take your time to either bring yourself into a knelt, seated, or standing position. Again, whatever is the most comfortable for you. And from there we're just going to take a nice roll back of the shoulders. Control that breathing if you're feeling like you're out of breath a little bit from the plank. And then bring those shoulders forwards. So working on that holding of the plank is something that you can do at home if you've got a spare couple of minutes. I know most of you probably won't want to, but you know, a lot of places are still shut, so if you're bored, add it in. And let me know if you're noticing an improvement there. That'd be really good to know. Or you can tell me how much you hate it. Bring those arms out nice and long to the sides. We're going to lift up and we're stretching over. Come back to the centre, we're lifting up. We're stretching over. One more time on each side, we're lifting up and over. We're lifting up and over. And relaxing there, you're done for today. So thank you for joining me for today's session. I hope that you've enjoyed it. Some few new little ab exercises in there. I said this yesterday, but I'm going to go on about it all week. Next week, there aren't going to be any classes because I'm going to be away in North Norfolk for the week, Monday to Friday. And I don't know if I'm going to have great internet signal. I definitely won't have Wi-Fi, so I don't think I'm going to be able to do an hour's class a day. I probably will put little snippets of some bits and bobs that I'm doing while I'm there for people to try at home. And I might also film my husband doing some stuff so that you can do some non-pregnancy related challenges or exercises. He hasn't agreed to that, but that's fine. And what I'll also do is I will re-share on my business Facebook page, WD Fitness, and my personal Facebook page, Miranda Whiting, some of the older videos from right back like 16 weeks ago for you to do at 10 o'clock on each of those days. So there'll still be, those of you who need that motivation that it's there at 10, I will still be posting those. If you usually watch on my YouTube channel, which is Miranda Whiting, if you just scroll way down, those classes are all there and you're more than welcome to reuse them. There's some nice ones at the beginning where I was still able to lay on my front. So there'll be some exercises there that we haven't done for a really long time. Ultimately, if you don't want to do any of those, but you want some new stuff to try, then drop me a message. I'll try and help you as best I can, even if that means I rope Andrew into a few little demos. I'll keep repeating that all of this week. So from this week, I'm going to be running sessions for a further 6 weeks, obviously excluding next week, up to 30 weeks of pregnancy. So I'll do a little countdown, a reminder of those every week as well, so that people don't get shocked when we're sort of coming towards the end of that. As you've probably noticed today, it's like I'm like a sloth trying to move on the floor. But yeah, sorry to rant on at the end. I hope you'll have a really lovely day. Any questions, as always, drop me a comment or message me, text or email, however you preferably get hold of me. And I look forward to hearing from you all and seeing you all very soon. Bye.